You've just tapped into Low Key Thriving, the podcast where thriving looks more like surviving, but cuter. I'm LG, your not so serious guide through parenting fails, pop culture spirals, and those what am I even doing moments. We don't chase perfection, we clap for quiet wins, laugh at the mess, and keep it moving. Because honestly, the soft life hits harder in sweatpants. Hello, welcome to Low Key Thriving. It's your girl, Mel G, and today's episode is kind of a relaunch. How weird is it that we're doing that only after 2 episodes? But here we are doing it again. This isn't about perfectionism. This isn't about gurus, life coaches. This isn't about me being your doctor. Low-key maybe being your therapist, but in a very unprofessional, unlicensed way. Yes, this is my disclaimer. We are here to build a community of thrivers and to enjoy life together. So, welcome to the relaunch. This is episode 1, and today we're getting into why thriving, why live a soft life, what does it mean, why did I pause? Let's get into it. Okay, so today's show theme is all about new energy, but same realness. And I had to take a pause because I was doing the most. And I tend to do that. I tend to doom scroll, compare myself, and again, just doing the most. I don't know why I think I had to have top of the line microphones. I bought this thing because I thought it looked cool, trying to find the best equipment, mic stands, platforms, everything to kind of do this on. And then I realized, do we really need all that stuff? Or are you just procrastinating again and overspending, which I tend to do? And then it also came to comparing myself. And listen, I'm comparing myself to like Armchair Expert, which is one of my favorite podcasts. You know, I was listening and watching episodes of Call Her Daddy, which is great. Those are great podcasts. And I was like, I'm not sounding like them. I'm not being like them. I've got too many filler words here. I've got this, I've got that. I would look at people's Instagrams and how are they pushing out content? What are they doing differently? And then I got in my head. And then I started comparing myself, and then came the doubt and that voice in my head that was like, you can't do this. This isn't for you. You're never going to succeed. Is this something that's going to bring you worth in the end? How are you going to feel at the end of the day if this fails? And then I just stopped. I had ChatGPT, who was my personal assistant, because, you know, we can't afford a real one right now. So I've got ChatGPT helping me out, and I swear to Bob, Chat was like, hey girl, why don't you just do it? And I mean, it literally kind of told me that, like, stop thinking about it, just do it. Throw out your episodes, stop setting the bar too high, stop comparing yourself, you got this. And then I thought, you know what, Chappie? Which, that's what I call my Chat GPT, is Chappie. You know what, Chappie? You're right. That's the whole reason I wanted to start this, was to let people know. And I love that you have the bar high for yourself, but to let people know that sometimes if you don't hit that goal, that's okay. You're not like everybody else. You're not supposed to experience your life the way everybody else is supposed to experience it. And I was reading a book. I think it was one of the Eckhart Tolle books. I can't remember if it was The Power of Now or A New Earth, but in there it kind of talked about how flowers are just are. They're there. And somebody came on Drew Barrymore's show and said it too, like flowers are meant to teach us to be in the moment. They're there one day, and then the next, however long, they're die. You know, it's not a forever thing. So I try and think about that. That's kind of like my little mantra, is going through life, stopping and enjoying the flowers and enjoying the little moments, the little gifts. And sometimes those little gifts come in negative packages or not so fun packages, scenarios, whatever. That's episodes for a future day. So we're here talking about the pause, what it means to low-key thrive, and how we're not going to chase perfection anymore, which is really hard for me because I'm a Capricorn. Fun fact, getting to know your host. So, what is low-key thriving? And this took me a minute because I feel like I had the point, I didn't have the point, and what it boils down to is I came up with 2 scenarios, okay? what to compare this to. And fellas, I want y'all tuning in too. This is for y'all. So I got two scenarios that came up in my mind that really played into what low-key thriving means. And the first one I came up with is the lucky penny effect theory, whatever. You are walking in a parking lot one day and you find a lucky penny and it happens to be heads up. If it's not heads up, what you do is you take it and you flip it to where it is heads up so the next person who comes along gets the lucky penny. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm German and my German mother taught me that. And if it is a lucky penny, if it's heads up when you find it, you take it, you do a little haktu, a little, and then you put it in your pocket and you go on about your day. Now, if you have ever found a lucky penny, which I'm sure the majority of us have, I superstitious, I love a good lucky penny. So what happens when we get that lucky penny? You put it in our pocket and you go, yes, got a lucky penny. You don't run around. You're not like, hey guys, check out my lucky penny. Hey girl, guess what? I got a lucky penny. I'm on cloud 9. And you're not going into stores like, I got this top on sale because it's my lucky day. I found a lucky penny today while I was walking through cheapy parking lot. Hey, guess what? I'm the baddest because I have a lucky penny. No, you don't do that. Or at least I've never seen anybody do that. I might mention that I've got a lucky penny in my pocket, but usually what happens is I go about my day. I might have a little glow, a little different swagger about me, and I enjoy it. It's just for me. That penny I found was for me. It's in my pocket. I might pat it every now and then. I might come home, put it at a special place at the end of the day, but that was my lucky penny. It was for me to enjoy. And you might notice people go, okay, she's got a little swag about her. Okay, look at her little glow up. And they don't know why. They just sense it. And usually, I'm a lot kinder. I will go through the day differently, just knowing I've got that penny in my pocket. And usually a smile on my face might bring joy to the cashier, might bring joy to somebody else I see in the parking lot, might give them one of those like, hey, but I'm not out here shouting at the rooftops that I have this lucky penny, that I've made it, that I've got it, that I've got this thing on my side, this mystical, magical thing. No, it's just me enjoying my day, going about it, knowing that I secured this lucky penny. It's for me. What told me to look down at the ground? I don't know. But I did at that exact moment in time and found a penny heads up. Now, I told you there was a second scenario that might be related to my comic book, relatable to my comic book nerds, my peeps out there. Do we remember the Venom Tobey Maguire Spider-Man situation? You know, the emo one with the bang. Venom attached to him. I can't really remember now off the top of my head how or why, but there was an attachment to the Venom, right? Nobody knew it happened. It happened quietly in his apartment. Maybe not so quietly. I think there was some like tussle in there. But Tobey Maguire got hit with the Venom. And when Venom was attached, he turned into a whole new person. I can vividly remember the Tobey Maguire going into the jazz bar and just ripping it up, right? He had the ladies, he had the swagger, he was walking down the street doing that. It was totally cringe watching it in the theater, but now it's become like this pop culture moment. Like everybody knows that Tobey Maguire, and that's what it's about. That was low-key thriving. What he did attached to Venom was low-key thriving. He didn't know he had that in him. That was inside of him the whole time. That little alien just kind of brought it out of him. So that is exactly what low-key thriving is about. It is about being secure in yourself, loving the journey you're on, taking the good, the bad, the ugly, fighting with that little inner alien, winning, not winning, tapping out, whatever you've got to do. But it's about taking those moments, soaking it in, and enjoying every second of life. That is low-key thriving. At the most minimal, basic, and that's where we're going to try and keep it as minimal as possible, is being in those moments, being happy with yourself, finding your confidence, finding your why. And if you're like me, I'm always trying to find my purpose. What's my next move? And really lately, as a 36-year-old raising 3 girls, is what am I going to leave them? What do I want them to know about life? And honestly, it's so hard. It's so hard these days. You've got filters, you've got AI, you've got everything at your fingertips to alter reality. But nobody's really talking about the reality. We alter it, we filter it, we put it through different things, but nobody sees the realness behind the lens, behind the filter, how many takes it took to get to that perfect shot, that perfect video. We're missing that. So that's why we're going to choose realness over perfection. Yes, because also perfectionism equals procrastination. You heard me right. Perfectionism equals procrastination. You will never get to the finish line if you keep chasing perfect. And that's real. And I'm saying that to myself. Yes, Mel G, as you rewatch and listen to this episode, perfectionism equals procrastination. Point example, this morning, I'm doing everything but getting ready to film this episode. And Jonathan, my husband, was like, "You're doing it again. You're doing everything else but going to go film. Get off your ass and go film that episode of the podcast." So that is my reminder. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to enjoy life. We're going to enjoy this journey together. I want all of us to have the same swagger as Tobey Maguire, have the same swagger on a daily basis if we found a lucky penny. If not, we're going to flip that lucky penny and we're going to, pay forward that luck to the next person who happens to look at the ground at that exact moment in time to find that penny. It's about passing it forward. It's about enjoying life and learning how to enjoy it in a very soft way. It took me a while to Google what a soft lifestyle is, and I've recently come to enjoy living a soft lifestyle. I've done a lot of growth in the past year and a half, and it's crazy. It was almost like the Capricorn switch, right? I'm here one day and I'm "Bleh," and then the next day it was like, "Huh, you don't need to be doing all that. Just enjoy it. Enjoy every moment because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. It's a gift." So be in the present, be in the now. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this podcast. I am going to maybe come up with tips, tricks, things we can do every day to help us thrive, right? We've got 24 hours in one day. We don't know if we're guaranteed that hour, 26 hour. We know for sure we've got 24 hours in the day. How can we make the most out of it? What can we do? Even if we're having a bad day, even if we're having a great day, do we need to brag about it? Do we need to make enemies? No, maybe not. Or sometimes, maybe so. So we're going to take all of that, try and figure it out together, what we're doing, how we're going to do it. And again, I am not a guru. I am not a life coach. I am not a professional at this in any way. I'm just a real woman. My pronouns are she and her. I am a real woman trying to figure it out for myself. And I want to take you on this journey too because you might have something relatable. You might know something I don't know. And I'm calling this the Ricky Lake effect. Ricky Lake effect, yeah. I would watch her, talk show every day, and they'd bring on different people, cultures, even people I didn't like. I think there was an episode of somebody from like the KKK one time, and it was so interesting to see their perspective. So bringing people on, talking about stuff, engaging in the comments, because too many times we scroll, we watch, and we're like, oh, I want to type this, and we delete it. But I want you to engage. That's the whole point of this, is to be an interactive community of thrivers. And even on days we aren't feeling like we're thriving, somebody might come out and go, you know what? No, 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 no. You actually did it. You did it right there. Bringing positive energy back, because we also have those people who scroll and leave nasty comments. So we're going to learn how to filter those out. We're going to learn maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe reaching out to that person and being like, hey, what was that all about? You all right? We're not doing that anymore. We're not checking in. And I think we need to do that. So yeah, that's what this is about. Realness over perfection, over the filters. And your girl is still going to use filters. So don't come for me. Engaging, meeting new people. I also want to show you low-key spots. I'm local here in San Antonio. I do travel somewhat frequently. So, if there's places in your town you want to feature, you want me to put on, I want to engage with you. I want to show people different things they might not realize, some places to hang, all of that stuff. See, there I go with the filler words, the ums, the ums. So yeah, building a community, doing this the real way, not the right way. And remember, you can only have this experience once. The purpose of this is to not have the same experience as somebody else, but for somebody else to look at your journey and say good for them. At the end of the day, when we meet our maker, when we're put back into the ground, when we're recycled, whatever it is, I'm a person who believes that energy lasts forever. It just gets transferred somewhere else. So when it comes time at the end of the day for your energy to release, what is it that made you feel complete? What was it that made you thrive? Because that's what it's all about, enjoying the journey, enjoying the flowers, enjoying the gifts that life gives us. So, welcome back to Low Key Thriving. Remember to subscribe, engage, and stay real. I'm your host, Mel G, and I'm looking forward to thriving with you. Okay, bye. And that's a wrap on this episode of Low Key Thriving. Thank you for giving yourself the space to slow down, tune in, and thrive without all the pressure to perform. This podcast is about normalizing the balance between surviving and thriving, and I'm so glad you're here for the journey. Don't forget to follow, rate, and share the show. It helps us reach more people who are ready for their quiet comeback era. Until the next drop, remember, growth doesn't have to be loud to be powerful.